you know, hats off to Pitt for just a hard-fought game. And, you know, Jeff Capel's, like, I said it after we played him a couple weeks ago, like, he's a good coach, but he's a great person too. And he's been unbelievable with me this year. And really, like, you know, we're competitors, but there's a brotherhood amongst coaches as well. And, you know, it's a tough way to lose there at the end in a hard-fought game. And we've played, I guess, 3 straight that have come down to the wire and have really been hard-fought. And it's kind of like it's hard to say, like, for either team to accept defeat in those moments. So I completely understand what he's going through. But credit to them for playing really hard, and sometimes you need a little luck of the Irish.
Okay, questions for Nikita and Ty.
Ty, TJ Wilkerson from VTRN Sports.
Tay.
Sorry, Tay.
All good.
Tay, take us back to that moment with the game-winning free throw. What was going on in your mind? What was the environment like in your head?
Honestly, I was just trying to keep a clear mind and not even think about anything really, and just compete at the end of the day.
Middle of the room.
This one's for Tay as well. Zach Wolf from the Daily Orange. Did you feel the contact from Austin right away on that rebound? Did you know he fouled you right away? I'm just curious on that like putback attempt at the end of the game.
Honestly, I was focused on like the shot more than anything. So like whatever happened outside of that, I was more focused on the shot, just trying to finish at the end of the game. Like I said, competing and whatnot. But I mean, the call is a call. So.
Other questions? A question for Nikita?
Shane Connick from the Charlotte Observer. Coach, just to get a win.
Players first, please.
Oh, I'm sorry. But you guys, to get a win in a hard-fought game like that, when it comes down to the finish the way this one did, how much more satisfying is it now you guys going into a game with Carolina in Charlotte tomorrow?
Nikita.
I think we just take one game at a time. We prepare the best we have, the best coaches, and we'll be ready for North Carolina.
Tay?
You got anything to add?
I mean, most definitely. Like, we ready to compete. Like Keita said, one bite at a time. And that's a lesson that we take from Coach every day, one bite at a time. So, ready to compete.
I guess for both of you guys, when Marcus is having a tough time scoring, especially in that first half, how do you guys try and, I guess, pick up the scoring weight when he might not be having his best game, especially in the first half?
I mean, when he doesn't have his best night, I'm always ready to rebound the ball, be in the paint, and just involve all my teammates. So
Everybody has to be ready at all times, and all hands have to be on deck. I think it takes all of us to compete at a high level and to be able to win games. So.
Anyone else? Okay, thanks, guys. We'll see you tomorrow.
You guys are good?
Just head back. Okay, questions for Coach.
Hey, Coach, Shane Connick, Charlotte Observer. How satisfying, like I said, is it to get a win like this and now facing North Carolina tomorrow here in Charlotte? Just how do you put it into words right now at this point? That's all said and done with the win.
Yeah, it's for us, it's you get a chance to experience the first game of the conference tournament, right? The excitement of playing in the conference tournament, playing in the new venue for us, everything else. And I was really proud of our guys for how we defended, right? Like, we didn't shoot our best. I didn't think we played tremendously well offensively, but I thought we guarded at a high level. And, that's what we talk about. Like, at times this year, it hasn't always been that way for us. We've really played through our offense, but I thought, in order for us to come here and get a win, we really had to just be tough and gritty defensively. And I thought, despite giving up 110 in our last game, I thought the last few weeks we've been pretty tough and gritty defensively.
Coach Angel Grafe with ESPN. During March, we know that it comes down to the plays, like making winning plays. We saw that today, and I'm going through the box score. Even on offensive rebounds, but the 9 second chance opportunities, a second opportunity that gave you a free throw at the end. Just can you talk about your team's grit in those moments to create extra opportunities?
Yeah, it's, we got some guys that, we have some freshmen that I think are going to be really good players for us. And they each played throughout the game. But as the game gets closer and as the game gets tighter, there's some guys on our team that, like, when the horn hits 0, there's a chance I could take my jersey off for the last time. So I was going to roll with Nikita. I was going to roll with Julian Roper. And they both had some huge offensive rebounds down the stretch. And, like, Tay's been doing that all year and going to the glass. But, like, knowing that moment, like, we've played so many close games. We've had so many teachable moments. And we watch film after each one of, like, hey, this is – whether we win or lose. I just remember showing one. We won a game, and actually, no, we lost at Wake. But we got 3 shots at the end, and it was because those guys were going to the glass. Like, Sir flew in and tipped it to Tay, who kicked it out and got another rebound. So, like, they've seen those last-second moments. And I think everything we've gone through this year has prepared us for close games at the end.
Coach, Jeff Capel, when he was here, he said that was kind of the toughest way he's ended a game in 25 years as a coach. I just wanted to get your thoughts on the last sequence, and obviously, from my perspective, I thought there was a little bit of contact. But what did you see? And was it a moment like you were ready to go to overtime, and then you saw the refs call the foul? Like, what happened in those last few seconds there?
Yeah, I was worried about getting our guys in position. Like, I didn't want to use a timeout in order for them to kind of get their defense set. So I wanted to kind of play on the fly a little bit. So my focus was on making sure we were in the right spot, making sure we had what we wanted to do, making sure we waited until the end and we didn't shoot it too early so they didn't get an opportunity at the end. And then I was watching Marcus. I thought, he had a pretty good chance of making it. It was, he ended up kind of almost banking it in, but it ended up being a really good miss. So I saw Taze catch it and lay it in. But, yeah, I was prepared for overtime, right? We just played 4 of them. I was like, why not play another overtime game? So I was prepared for overtime until they said there was a foul. So, and Tay had been making free throws, right? Unfortunately, I told him to miss that last one or he'd have went, we'd have went perfect for the game.
Coach, we got to see a lot of Sir Muhammad down the road at Myers Park the past couple of years. What have you noticed about collegiate player Sir Muhammad?
Yeah, he is. He's going to be a really good player for us. He is. He got hurt early in the season, and the times when you can grow as a player is a lot in those non-conference games as a freshman, and he missed those opportunities. Right, so he didn't come back until conference play. So he's learning on the fly versus grown men at times in our league. So, his ability to pass the ball, his ability to make plays off the dribble, he's an unbelievable teammate. I want to look down and see, like, I thought he had another offensive rebound, but, like, just some timely buckets, just like, all right, this is, I think he's going to be a really good player for us in pick and rolls, being a passer. But right now, he's kind of doing other things with Marcus and with Mush. So he's like, cutting and getting layups. He's finding his way to help us in a lot of different ways. So you need that. You need that unselfishness. And, I'm looking forward to him getting more games under his belt when he can get back here the next time and be really, really good for us.
Back of the room.
Coach, it's been a while since you've seen North Carolina since the beginning of January with the new structure of this league. And go figure, it was a 1-point game. So in that, I know you have to go, and it's 2 different teams at this point in the season. But what are some things that you're going in, the focus and priority going into that game tomorrow?
Try not to foul a 3-point shooter at the end of the game. It's been so long, right? Early January was when we played them. Maybe like January 4th. If I'm not mistaken, without watching them, right? Because, they've also been in a sequence where we haven't played teams that have just played them, right? So I don't see them in my 5 out when I'm getting ready for preparing for other people. So I haven't had a chance to watch them a lot, but right, obviously everything with Carolina is their transition. Like they're so good at that. Have traditionally been so good at that. And then, obviously R.J. Davis is an unbelievable player and has been an unbelievable player in this league for a long time. So we got to do a great job on him, as well as the other guys, right? They have a bunch with Cadeau, with Ian Jackson. You can go on and on with the guys on their team. So we got to get back. We got to watch film. We got to get our bodies right and be prepared for another 40-minute battle.
Yeah, Coach Aiden Stepanski with the Daily Orange. Just, Marcus maybe didn't have his best day scoring, but what does he do for your team outside of scoring, throughout this whole season and especially today?
You know what? We really feed off his energy. And for him, he's still young, right? He's still a young basketball player, and he's still growing into who he is as a leader. He's an unbelievable scorer, like a playmaker, everything else, but like who he is as a leader, he's still figuring it out. And so we try and constantly talk to him like we feed off of his juice. And when he's not having his best day, doing other things, so guys feed off of that, right? Like he had a great steal there late in the game when we forced him a different direction and Lowe was driving it, and he got in there and got help and got the ball out. Like those are huge plays. He had some huge rebounds. So, he just kept his head down, kept plugging, kept encouraging guys in the huddle, and he helped us win this game despite not playing. He made some huge plays down the stretch, but despite not playing his best game, he was a huge factor in our win.
Anyone else? Last question, back of the room.
Teron Dozier, greetings, sir. How you doing?
Yeah.
You talked about how you guys play very aggressive. You guys came out the game very aggressive, and you got off to a lead. At a certain point, right before a half, it seemed as you all were a little rattled. You also spoke on how you guys have had a few close games. Could you just talk to me about what the language was like entering that last timeout before half, going into halftime, and going forward, knowing that your best scorer might have another game of sort or get hot or whatever?
Yeah.
What was the language like going into half and going forward?
Yeah, we just really talk about trying to stay together in tough moments. We've played games where we've gotten huge leads and people have come back, and we haven't always handled that well as a group. I thought today, like when we got into those huddles, when we got into those timeouts, it was player-led, right? I don't really have to say much when they're the ones that are talking about it. And, Roper's saying, hey, like, keep driving in there, keep kicking it. Like, until you can find it, Marcus, we'll keep carrying it, right? We'll keep shouldering the load. We know you're going to get going at some point in time. And, but everybody, keep fighting and keep staying together. And I think, this whole season has been a learning experience for us. And now, you're seeing that come out with who we are as a team in different moments throughout games.